What would you do if the parts of life you rely on most, your job, your financial security, or your most trusted relationship, suddenly vanished overnight? We tend to anchor our lives to these sources of stability. In the famous parable, they are represented as the cheese. This represents anything we treat as a permanent fixture, a 20-year career, a marriage, or even a core piece of our own identity. This chart shows the reality of a dynamic environment. It illustrates a temporal decay curve. As the baseline shifts upward over time, any asset that remains static loses value. Eventually, that source of security will rot, move, or disappear entirely. The moment that loss occurs, human behavior tends to fracture into 4 distinct, predictable archetypes. Understanding which of these archetypes you subconsciously default to offers a clear look at how you're likely to navigate your next major disruption. The first archetype is the resistor. When their reality shifts, their immediate reaction is denial. They stay in the empty room, angry, demanding that the old world return to the way it was. The resistor faces a specific consequence. Refusing to adapt does not pause time. It guarantees they remain stationary while the world moves on without them. The second archetype is the late adapter. Initially, they suffer from the same paralysis as the resistor, but eventually they realize that remaining still is no longer a viable option. To survive, the late adapter forces themselves to face the unknown. They venture into new territory, searching for a different source of security to replace what was lost. This line tracks resources during a transition. That prolonged drop before the recovery is the hesitation tax. The late adapter survives, but their initial resistance costs them time and energy that they can never recover. That brings us to type 3, the instinctive adapter. When they find the room is empty, they do not overanalyze the loss. They immediately put on their shoes and pivot to searching for a new path. This fast-acting archetype is often presented as the ideal way to navigate life's unpredictability. But there is a systemic flaw in these first 3 types. Whether you deny the change or move immediately, you are still operating in a reactive state. You are waiting for the world to move first. This diagram models the current rate of change. That expanding web of nodes is growing exponentially. The single dot represents a person acting on instinct, trying to jump from problem to problem. The environment is now moving faster than human instinct can process. Moving only after you lose your security means you are already falling behind. In this environment, a purely reactive strategy eventually results in being outpaced by the world around you. The necessary evolution is the 4th archetype. This person does not wait for a crisis to occur. Instead, they choose to manufacture change in their own lives before they are forced to. This is a state of fluid readiness. Rather than relying on rigid strength, it's about maintaining the ability to shift shape and direction the moment the pressure changes. The proactive evolver deliberately disrupts their own routines and skill sets. They do this to build a tolerance for change, ensuring they aren't shocked when the broader system shifts. Reaching this state requires a different level of thinking. You have to evaluate the very framework you use to solve problems. As the proverb goes, you cannot solve a problem using the same mindset that created it. Discarding old beliefs is not a sign of inconsistency. It is the mechanism that keeps your understanding aligned with the world as it actually is, rather than how it used to be. Consider physical aging. Wrinkles are a visible record of experience, proof of a life that has encountered the world and changed because of it. We can apply this same concept to our minds. Changing your opinions and shedding outdated beliefs is the mental equivalent of those wrinkles. It is the proof that you are still evolving. Think of your skills and beliefs like an operating system. They aren't permanent. They have an expiration date. Look at your own life. Are you trying to navigate today's world using a mental operating system that hasn't been updated in years? Do not wait for the environment to move your security for you. Instead, you must choose to evolve yourself first.